Hey guys, I'm back. So I went back to work the day after the doctor's office visit. They gave me a release note for work, but it said that I had a limitation of lifting up to 10 pounds. And when I asked the surgeon about it, I was like, I lift consistently like 25 pounds minimum, and he's like, just be mindful, and I'm like, okay. And I said, I also like pull up to 70 pounds, and the paperwork said, like, don't pull more than 10 pounds. He's like, yeah, just, if you start to have stabbing pain and it doesn't stop, then go to the ER because you're still at risk for herniating yourself. And I'm like, okay, all right. So I went back to work, and then once my boss saw the note that afternoon, he said, you can't come back to work. You have to have no restrictions. So, uh, so I have to um, I had to like call the disability claim department and let them know I wasn't coming back until like another. They said it's a 6 week recovery time. So I don't know why. When I asked the nurse on staff when I was initially making the claim what the recovery time would be, she said it would be 2 weeks. So I don't know why they didn't just tell me like 6 weeks. Like for the initial procedure that I was going to have done, the total hysterectomy, um, they said it was going to be 6 weeks, and I was like, okay, that makes sense, So when I asked again for this procedure, they said 2 weeks, and I'm like, all right, that makes sense. It's less. I'm not getting everything taken out. But no, it's the same recovery time, so I should have figured. So I just had to I have to do a bit more. I have to have them redo the paperwork so I can submit the paperwork proper with proper dates on it. So, but yeah, I was in pain after work and during work yesterday. So I'm kind of glad that I have another 2 weeks because I had to stop, and take like a 25-minute break because I was like, dang, I'm in a lot of pain right now, so I need to pause, And he's like, yeah, my trainer was like, yeah, of course, it's your first day back, So that happened. So I'm out until the 11th now of April, and um, so I'm feeling better today, though. I'm not like in as much pain as I was yesterday. I was just a bit freaked out because I was having a lot of stabbing pain, and I was like, what if it doesn't stop, but it did, thankfully, and it's just here and there now. So, I told Nick I want to today. I want to like take a little bit of a walk around one of the local parks and get Shinzo outside and get him more acclimated with the area and adventure a little bit for him because he hasn't gone anywhere besides our apartment complex. Or we did take him a couple times on the cliff hike across the street, so that was really fun. He didn't have fun the first time because it was so hot, and it was like midday. So and I didn't go all winter because of my knee and everything. So I didn't. I feel like he got left out a little bit. I wanted to do more for Shinzo. He's such a good boy. He's such a sweet puppy, and he deserves the world. And I just want him to have the best life and a full life. And I really wish he could just run around, freely. But he's had such bad anxiety around other dogs that they've started to like bigger dogs have started to attack him. Um, this has happened once before at my old apartment complex, and like bigger dogs will like I guess they pick up on his like nervous energy and they tried to like go after him because of it because they have like I don't know, I think it's like a domination kind of thing, like, you know, um, territory something. I don't really know what how dogs think. But they seem to want to hurt him um, physically sometimes. So he, yeah, he doesn't. He loves people though. He absolutely adores people, and I don't really talk to a whole lot of strangers or anything, and we don't go up to people. And I'm very reserved when I walk by people, you know, in my apartment complex, and I'm just like, hey, how's it going? You know, and that's it. And I just look down most of the time, which probably doesn't help with my dissociative disorder because I need to, like, I know one of the practices that you're supposed to do is, like, be more perceptive of your surroundings and, like, open your eyes more and look around more, but I guess I get like subconsciously scared or something and I get so nervous and I just like look down the whole time and I'm not very, you know, perceptive. Um, uh, so yeah, hopefully I want to work on that. And I chatted with my uh, psychologist, my psych doc, my therapist. He, I told him about how I was feeling like um, I needed to break past this invisible wall with my pursuit of my goals and how my unhappiness with where I was in my job and my insecurity, my feelings of insecurity with my job were bleeding into everything else, and it was making me like resentful for just not being where I want to be, and it made me feel like I wasn't where I wanted to be physically. So I stopped being able to appreciate. I haven't been able to appreciate fully where I've come and how beautiful it is here and how I can just I have everything that I need and I have enough money, you know. It's tight right now because of the, you know, surgery, but like I have not ever had this much money in my bank account before, you know. Like I've never had extra money in my bank account. I've had multiple roommates, and we just like when we got two roommates with two, you know, additional jobs to help us split the rent. That was the only time where we were able to save like maybe an extra $300 in our bank account, you know, after each paycheck. So it was, or at the end of the month, you know. Um, so it was so difficult to live in Florida financially because of how high the rent was and how low my job was, our jobs were paying, that, you know, we weren't able to breathe. We didn't have any breathing room. We felt like we were trapped there, you know. Um, and thanks to you guys and my friends and my family who donated to help me get here, I've been able to finally take that needed breath that I've been needing for a long time, and as well as, you know, a break from the anti trans legislation looming over my head. Um, Once that came into play, it was like total darkness in my mind and my vision when I was living there. and I couldn't think about anything else besides just for surviving. But I need to recognize that I can come out of that survival mode now, and I can appreciate what I have, and I can breathe now, and like I have patio furniture. I can sit on my patio right now, like on my balcony. I can sit on my balcony and I can enjoy the fresh air, and it's cool out and it's sunny and it's not raining, and I mean, I love the rain, don't get me wrong. But like there's not tons of mosquitoes. It's the only thing you have to deal with is black flies. Is like, well, I had to deal with black flies and mosquitoes in Florida. I couldn't sit on my porch without getting eaten alive within 2 seconds at any time of day, any time of the year. There, you get 1 or 2 good weeks in Florida where you don't have mosquitoes that are eating you up. So it was like, I, I, I love it here. I absolutely love it here. There's so much to do. It's so gorgeous. It's that I'm 25 minutes away from a city, the one of the party capital of the world. I'm like, I got so mad at myself these past few weeks because I've had just all this time to myself, and I'm like, why am I so unhappy? Why am I letting my, why am I letting my lack of perseverance, you know, bleed into everything else? Like, I did persevere. I have persevered. I persevered enough to get here and to have a job. I, was doing temp work. I, you know, been applying ferociously for other jobs, and I got this really good job at Frito Lay. Despite getting injured, it still pays really well, and it has really good health insurance. Um, yes, I'm afraid of working on my own. Yes, I am worried about getting injured. There's always that risk. Um, but, like, I don't have to be afraid of losing my job. Like, I'm not in a threat of being fired from my job. I'm doing my job well so far in training. Um, I haven't failed my certification test yet. Um, and apparently, with the job that Bunny was that that my buddy Bunny works at, she said that you just have to keep applying because it's like an algorithm that you get rejected by. It's not because of you. It's like just the system. So you have to keep on going at it. So I applied again, this week. So we'll see if I get a call back. And so it'll be my third time applying for that place. So I'm like, maybe third time's the charm, hopefully. And my buddy Kristen is also applying for the same job because she needs work as well. And, I'm hoping we both get it, and uh, so I'm in a really good place. I'm in a really fantastic place. And I was able to um, buy presents for 2 of my friends. Which I was so happy about. I got something for Nikki and I got something for Kristen for their birthday, albeit late. Uh, but they really appreciated them, so I'm really happy that they liked their gifts. And it wasn't like breaking the bank or anything. But I wanted to make sure that they felt valued because I feel like the Vlog Squad has been, the Vlog Arena Vlog Squad has been, giving me gifts this whole time, and I haven't like given them each a gift yet, or I think I might have, but it to me it feels like, you know, when you have so many years in between gifts, it doesn't feel like, to me it feels like I come across as like not valuing my friends or not thinking of them, and I don't want them to ever feel like I don't appreciate them or I don't think of them. And I'd love to be able to do that for all of my friends and not just the vlog squad, you know. But this year I want to focus on them and do a little thing for each of them, you know, to make them feel special. So, because they really have been so supportive to me, every one of them, and they put up with my complaining all the time, and uh, you know, despite my privilege and you know all these things that I have, you know, I still vent to them about things, you know, and they still are compassionate to me, you know. So I really appreciate their patience and their friendship, you know. So um, something that my psychologist told me to do, you know, he's like, you know, what happened to setting aside, you know, scheduling time, you know, and I told him, you know, I don't think I've ever had structure in my life. I don't think I've ever done anything consistently every day besides eat and sleep. Even I struggle sometimes with taking my medication every day, every week. Um, so, like, I'm like, it's so easy for me to set an alarm for something and be like, okay, I'm going to stop what I'm doing, and you know I'm gonna drop everything what I'm doing and I'm gonna practice voice acting because I want it. That's one of my goals, you know. But it's so easy for me to just put up excuses for that. It's like, oh, I don't feel like it right now. I'm busy right now. You know, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. You know, and then it's like later doesn't happen. You know, so I want to be better at that. I really do. Um, I really want to be able to stop what I'm doing and just start recording. And that is something that's going to be one of the hardest things that I've ever done because I've never been able to create structure in my life. Um, and I realize that I need that in order to pursue anything that I, you know, would like to do in the future. Um, and with, I don't want to do what I did with, you know, my video before last where I'm cramming for my Japanese lessons. You know, I want to be able to set aside time to study every day or every other day or something so that I can have the retention that I need and I'm not just remembering it for the quiz and then that's it. I did ace the quiz the uh, last Thursday, um, but I, you know, if you ask me right now, like, what does mountain range mean, or what's the word for mountain range? I'm like, I don't remember, you know. So I'm like, how am I gonna have a conversation with somebody if I want to go to Japan, or if I, you know, I have Japanese friends in Japan. Um, you know, I'd like to be able to converse with them in Japanese. That's one of my goals. But I feel like I'm doing it half-assed, you know. And like, I kind of feel like I always have this feeling like I feel too much. Like I rely on my feelings too much. I think about how I feel too much. And I think of feelings as truths almost. Like if I'm feeling lackluster that day, it means that I don't, uh, have the energy to practice today, or something. Or because I'm not in the mood for studying, then I shouldn't study, or that I uh, can't study today. And it's really my psych was saying, uh, feelings um, are feelings, and once we start taking them as fact, uh, they become an issue, and we can't take feelings as fact because they're not factual. Most of the time, they're not, um, always warranted, and you're not always going to feel happy. You're not, it's, you're not always going to feel passively happy, So you can't rely on that, hoping that you have that feeling all the time. Um, so, yeah, I gotta work on scheduling practice and sticking to that schedule. So, just gotta buckle down and do it. Just do it. Just do it. Okay, Nike. All right. All right. I'm gonna get going in a few minutes here, and I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys later. All right. Bye. Thanks for watching.